What up? So here's a bit of a strange Casablanca Victorian. This is the one that I got from Matt a couple months ago, which he got from Marketplace. I changed out the shades just, to make for something a bit different in this video. And also I wanted to see how they look. And I thought I'd like these a lot more, but I feel kind of the same way about the ones that it came with. And this is extremely bright, so excuse me while I turn on the sun for a second. There we go. So it has the normal floral glass Casablanca shades with 4 60-watt LEDs in there. See, it also has these pointed curved tip blades, which is very indicative, that's the word, of 1987. But that's not what the tag usually looks like. And yeah, the date code on this one is September 16th, 1993. As you may notice, it has a ribbed canopy, which those were long gone by 1993. So I believe this was serviced at one point. My best guess is that at one point it was IntelliTouch, but then that failed, so now it's 3-speed. And 3-speed Victorians really aren't common, so it's pretty cool. It does also have a recall clip up there. It did come with one. It's the first time I've actually put one of those up. And it has that black spacer thing to cover up the empty space. Not like it's too relevant for a test video, but it's there. And also, this is purely decorative. It's a little thing. I kind of like it, but I don't know why it's there. This certainly isn't a Casablanca light, at least none that I've seen. But anyways, start it on low. So this came out of someone's sunroom, and I'm not sure why a Victorian was picked for there, but I don't know. Considering that this was seemingly the only Casablanca fan in the house, maybe it was the only one left in the house, seems weird to spend so much money on a fan that's going to be in like a partially outdoor area. And this is the original down rod that came with it, which means it's another sitting down demonstration type video. Yeah, low speed is very nice. Another thing I didn't really mention is that the flywheels on the Victorian models, at least when they transition to the K55 motor era from K63, they always have the flywheels installed upside down. And I believe that is because there is just barely enough clearance that way for the blades to not scrape the motor housing. It's kind of hard to see. And yeah, I think that's because they shorten the side bands on a lot of these. Actually, on pretty much every model, once they went to K55. Or it could have something to do with the faceplates too. But yeah, the flywheels are always upside down. It's not like that matters, it makes a huge difference or anything, but it's just a bit weird. Go to medium. This fan it had a pretty decent wobble when I first got it, especially it was only on medium and high, and there was actually a spot on one of the blades that was a lot darker than the other the rest of the blade and the other blades in general, and that's because there was a balancing kit clip that was left there the entirety of when this fan was used, which is strange. But now that that's gone, the fan wobbled, and it was mostly because of a blade that was bent downwards. I've since bent it back up, so it does not wobble on medium anymore, even with the recall clip. And it still does a little bit on high speed, but it's nothing I'd ever be concerned about. Go to high. Oh wait, you can really hear that. Oh, it's gone now. But this thing has kind of a crazy startup whine for a K55 fan especially. Of course, it's going real fast. This is not actually the first Victorian that I've owned, but man, that's a story for another day. For the purposes of this video, this is the first Victorian that I've owned, which is kind of shocking that it took this long. Well over 3 years, at least since I've started collecting again. Since I've gotten so many other Casablanca models, and this one being one of the most valuable, but also one of the most common, just not making its way to me, I guess, was just not in the cards, I guess. Generally all I have to say though about this fan. Pretty nice, but also Victorians aren't, I'm not going to say they're not for me really, because I do like them, but I'm not as obsessed with them as some other collectors are, or just people in general. I know people love when stuff is really ornate, but I'm just kind of like, eh. It gets to a limit with me. Like, same thing with the Columbia 2 and a bunch of antiques. Some of them are just, like, way over the top. I still think they're cool because they're antiques. Or because they're rare. But, I don't know. It would need to be in a really good installation for me to love it. But anyways, that's going to do it for this Casablanca Victorian. Ooh. See you guys next time.